Hi! Why does the church require priests and bishops to live a celibate life? Our YOUCAT can answer that. Jesus lived as a celibate and in this way intended to show his undivided love for God the Father. To follow Jesus' way of life and to live in unmarried chastity for the sake of the kingdom of heaven, which can be seen in Matthew chapter 19 verse 12, has been since Jesus' time a sign of love, of undivided devotion to the Lord, and of a complete willingness to serve. The Roman Catholic Church requires this way of life to its bishops and priests, while the Eastern Catholic churches demand it only of their bishops. Celibacy, says Pope Benedict, cannot mean remaining empty in love, but rather must mean allowing oneself to be overcome by a passion for God. A priest who lives as a celibate should be a fruitful in as much as he represents the fatherly character of God and Jesus. Thank you and God bless you. Hi! What sins must be confessed? Our YOUCAT can answer that. Under normal circumstances, all serious sins that one remembers after making a thorough examination of conscience and that have not yet been confessed can be forgiven only in individual sacramental confession. Of course, there will be reluctance before making a confession. Overcoming it is the first step toward interior healing. Often it helps to think that even the Pope has to have the courage to confess his failings and weaknesses to another priest and thereby to God. Only in life or death emergencies, for instance during an airstrike in wartime or on other occasions when a group of people or on other occasions when a group of people are in danger of death, can a priest administer general absolution to a group of people without the personal confession of sins beforehand. However, afterwards, one must confess serious sins in a personal confession at the first opportunity. Thank you and God bless you. Hi! How does the sacrament of matrimony come about? Our YOUCAT can answer that. The sacrament of matrimony comes about through a promise by a man and a woman before God and the church, which is accepted and confirmed by God and consummated by the bodily union of the couple. Because God Himself forms the bond of sacramental marriage, it is binding until the death of one of the partners. The man and the woman mutually administer the sacrament of matrimony. The priest or the deacon calls down God's blessing on the couple and, furthermore, witnesses that the marriage come about under the right circumstances and that the promise is comprehensive is made publicly. A marriage can come about only if there is marital consent, that is, if the man and a woman enter marriage of their own free will without fear and coercion, and if they are not prevented from marrying by other natural or ecclesiastical ties. For example, an existing marriage or a vow of celibacy. Thank you and God bless you. Hi! What should be done if a Catholic wants to marry a non-Catholic Christian? Our YOUCAT can answer that. Church approval must be obtained for the wedding. This is because the so-called mixed, that is interdenomination marriage, requires from both partners a special fidelity to Christ, so that the scandal of Christian division, which has still not been removed, does not continue in miniature and perhaps even lead to giving up the practice of the faith. Thank you and God bless you. Hi! What does it mean to say that the family is a church in miniature? Our YOUCAT can answer that. What the church is on the large scale The family is a small scale, an image of God's love in human fellowship. Indeed, every marriage is perfected in openness to others, to the children that God sends, in mutual acceptance, in hospitality, and being for others. Nothing in the early church fascinated people more about the new way of Christians than their domestic churches. Often someone believed in the Lord together with all his household, and many believed and were baptized. Acts 18:8. In an unbelieving world, islands of living faith were formed, places of prayer, mutual sharing, and cordial hospitality. Rome, Corinth, Antioch, the great cities of antiquity, were some permeated with domestic churches that were like points of light. Even today, families in which Christ is at home are the leaven that renews society. Thank you, and God bless you.